our focus is on the 16 days of activism. So let's have your thoughts on this campaign, preventing girls from harm, from sexual violence. Let's have your thoughts on this issue.
Oh, thank you very much. As usual, the thought of every mother, and I speak as a mother, the thought of every mother is to find a way to prevent her child from sexual abuse and other abuses that are gender related. As a commissioner for the Women Affairs in Kebbi State, I'm also concerned with how to prevent the children from being, how to prevent women and children from being abused in different forms, which constitute gender-based violence. That is the prevention and standing up to fight for the abuse of women and children all over the world.
Okay, so let's hear from you. What is Kebbi State government doing to reduce the prevalence of this menace in your state?
Okay, in Kebbi State, actually, we are doing a lot to minimize this menace. Firstly, we have a technical working group on gender-based violence, in addition to a whole department we have in the Ministry of Women Affairs that deals with the gender-based violence. We also have a shelter. Where all abused children and women are being admitted to get proper health care and also to get their some kind of training where they can be readmitted into the community and there won't be any feeling of being abused. Most importantly, we have a very strong group of lawyers who end up fighting and following up with the law in order to penalize whosoever offenders. Actually, offenders are being brought to book most of the time and they are being judged for their actions. That encourages. We are also going about sensitizing communities and villages, including girls' schools, secondary schools, both boarding and day schools, where children are taken advantage of. We go about sensitizing them on how to speak up. They should come out, speak up. They shouldn't be shy. They should find people. We also have mentors that go around mentoring students and women in communities so that they can come up to them, tell them about when they are being abused and the kind of abuse, who determine which type of action should be taken by the government. So these are some of the things we are doing in Kebbi State to minimize the effects on gender-based violence on women and children.
All right, for your state, do victims get justice?
Yeah. Okay. They do. We have lawyers. In the technical working group, that is, we call them TWG, that's a technical working committee set up by the government of Dr. Nasser Idris Kauragwendo. And the chairperson of that group is the wife of the governor, and the vice chairperson of that group is the commissioner for women affairs. What we do is, lawyers are included. There are independent lawyers that are included in the technical working group. And those lawyers take up whatever issues come up that have to do with gender-based violence. We also have vehicles going around, donated by the state government, that go about once we get a call. This technical working group is, they have a code for that notifies them of any event of gender-based violence, and they respond immediately. And when those people are, and when they reach there, the victims are being brought to our nearest centers. We have 2 centers in the state. We have one in Birnin Kebbi, and because of the distance, we have another one in the Zulu axis, where urgent calls, like calls are being attended, and the technical working group go to them, and when there is need when there is need, which there is always need, when there are needs for court actions, then each member of the TWG take up the responsibility of taking such things to court, and the lawyers try to fight out for justice.
So how do we involve men and boys as allies in reducing this menace?
Well, we involve them by enlightening them. There should be more enlightenment. There should be more commitment from the part of the men into this fight against gender-based violence. And apart from enlightenment, there should also be religious, spiritual awakening. Because both religions, both Islam and Christianity, I'm sure they are all against, both religions are against any form of violence against women. Both religions respect women. Both religions prioritize women. Therefore, sometimes we need to enlighten. Sometimes we have to bring in religious and spiritual awareness to men and boys, so that this can be minimized. Secondly, the justice being given, that is when there are court actions and we make sure these people are brought to book, and we make sure these people are adequately penalized. It will also be a deterrent to others that might want to commit such offenses. And the case of boys, even the underage, we shouldn't underrate any age of boys that commit such offenses. Even the underage should be brought to book. We have band homes, we have correctional facilities where these boys can be taken for the offenses they commit. And when they do, it will also be a deterrent to other boys to keep away from doing such things. And this way, we could reduce the effects of gender-based violence on women and girls.
Okay. I would like, my final question to you is this. Are our laws biting enough to punish offenders? Because many are still roaming the streets.
Yeah, they are.
Our laws.
I think our laws are. We have even the House of Assembly, this Kebbi State House of Assembly, passing a law that punishes offenders of this violence. And the laws, once we go by them and we stick to what is there, I think they are enough to punish offenders. I think it's enough to bring down offenders. It depends on the state. I think in Kebbi State, I'm talking of Kebbi State, I may not know the laws passed by other state assemblies in other states, but in Kebbi State, the state assembly has approved the punishment of all offenders of sexual-based violence, depending on the type of offense committed, and depending also on the age of the offender. That is when I said the underage. The underage will go to correctional facilities and remand homes for their offenses, and also the adults will now be tried and they will be brought to justice according to the laws provided by the State Assembly.